Welcome back to the locker. I'm John Moore, and today we are talking about glycemic index versus glycemic load. So all I'm going to do here is going to be a short one. I want you to do the research, but I want to tell you why you want to do the research in the first place. So people are always talking about, well, maybe some people, but if you look at a lot of things, they'll talk about certain foods and whether it's high on the glycemic index or low, right? And it tells you what you should eat and what you shouldn't based on the glycemic index. There's a whole slew of information on that. So I'm going to give this really in a small little, like a little nutshell. So if you were to look at the glycemic index of certain food, it tells you whether you should eat it or not, because if it's super high, that means there's tons of sugar and it's not good for you and it's going to mess up your system and blah, blah, blah. Which is true, except there's a difference between the index and the load. So I'm going to give you a little example. Based on glycemic index, you should not eat a carrot because a carrot has a lot of sugar. In case you didn't know that, you can look it up, which I would hope you would do. Look up how much sugar is in it and look up the glycemic index of a carrot, right? Based on that, you should be like, whoa, can't eat a carrot because that's too much sugar in my body. The problem is there's the other side that nobody talks about, the glycemic load. The load talks more about like, okay, there's some sugar in there, there's some whatever, but how quickly does it get into your system and what else is in the food to slow it down and what does the process do and blah, 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 right? Lots of scientific stuff for you to research. But based on the load, which a carrot has a low glycemic load, which means, yes, it's high on the index, but because of what it's made up of, it is slower processing. It doesn't get in your system as fast. The load is lower, so a carrot is acceptable. Now, how many of you knew that? Couple of you? Lots of you? I know I didn't know that for a while. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. I want you to go do the research, the difference between the index and the load, and then comment what you find below. Some of you have been commenting on some of our episodes with links, which is awesome. We love that. We want your opinion. So post links. You know, we're not trying to tell everybody they're right or wrong. We're just getting you to think about what you're doing. So you could be missing out on eating carrots because you thought it was high on the glycemic index where actually it's low on the load, so it's acceptable. So do some research. Remember, we want you to think and make sure you're doing the right thing for you. So go do the research, comment below, and subscribe. Oh, and like this episode. And go back and like all the ones you've already watched because we forgot to ask you to do that. So go ahead, go back, like them, subscribe, like this one, and go do research, and then come back and comment.